Joy Guru, last day I chanted 6 slokas of the first chapter of Srimad Bhagavad Gita, that is Arjuna Vishada Yoga. Today I would like to chant another 6 verses starting from 7th to 14th. But at first let me chant 2 lines from the meditational part of Srimad Bhagavad Gita. Mukhaṁ karoti vācālam pangung langhayate girim yatkripa tam aham bande paramananda madhavam. Let me chant the 7th sloka from 7th sloka. Asmakam tu visishta jetannibodho dijottamo nayaka mama shainasya sangartham tan bravimeite bhavan bhishmascha karnascha kripascha samitinjayoho Asyattama vikarnascha somo dattistathaiva cha Anne cha bahava sura madarthe takta jivitaho Nana sastra prohorana sarve juddho visharadaho Aparjaptam tadasmakam balam bhishmabhiraksitam parjaptam tidam etesam balam bhimabhiraksitam ayaneshu cha sarveshu jatha bhagam abasthitaho bhishmameva bhiraksantu bhavanto sarvo evohi tasya sanjanayan harsam kuru vriddha pitamaho singhonadam vinadda uchchai shankham dadmau pratapavan tata shankhascha bherjascha pano banaka go mukhaho Sahasa evo abhahannanto sashabdas tumulot bhavot tata saiter hair jukte mahati sindane sthito madhava pandavaschaiva dibbo sankho pradatmatuhu. Now let me clarify the slokas as far as my little learning goes. Of course, I must say it because I am really very much, you can say, very much baby in this regard. So therefore, please forgive me if I do mistakes. Now, the first sloka, first sloka means 7th sloka of this chapter. That is asmakam tu visishta jetanni bodho dijottamo nayaka mama shainasya sangartham tan brabhiti. Now, as I have already stated that I would say the translation of Srimad of Swami Gambhiranandaji. So therefore, the meaning of this 7th sloka is simply this, that but, O best among the Brahmanas, please be apprised of those who are foremost among us, the commanders of my army. I speak of them to you, you see, by way of example. This is the meaning, you can say English meaning of this sloka. But just see, it means that since you are that means Duryodhan here saluting his teacher Dronacharya as best among Brahmanas. It means that you know things, even if I do not tell it, because you know everything under the sun. So therefore, he is saluting Dronacharya, like saying that, "O best among the Brahmanas." Here also, this is simply to, you can say, to keep Dronacharya in good humor. He is using so many adjectives for Dronacharya. But remember, he starts this sloka, he starts his statement with but. Now why? This but, why? It's because of the fact that Duryodhana got frightened, seeing the army of Pandavas. And this is nothing but simply the manifestation of his fear. That's why he is saying so. As I've already stated, that he has used the word but. Why? It's because of the fact, beginning with this word, Duryodhana starts enumerating his own commanders in order to hide his fear, at the sight of the Pandavas' army. So therefore, why? Now, as I have already stated, that I would like to clarify the sloka of Bhagavad Gita, in the light of the life philosophy of Sri Thakur Anukula Chandra. Once a disciple came and he conversed with Sri Thakur Anukula Chandra regarding different matters, and ultimately the disciple told Sri Thakur Anukula Chandra and saying that, "See, you please bless me so that I can perform your instructions in letter and spirit." Immediately Sri Thakur Anukula Chandra replied that, "See, I have doubt whether you can perform." The disciple got perplexed and said, "Why are you saying so, Thakur?" Thakurji said that, "See, you have used the term 'so that.' Why? You should say like this, that I would perform your duty, come what may. But instead of that, you have used the term 'so that.' That means there is a doubt. What does it mean actually? Since Duryodhana has started his statement with but, this is simply a manifestation of his inner hide. Why? It's because of the fact that Duryodhana is simply a coward. A coward's heart is full of fears. There is no doubt about it. So therefore, it is manifested in his utterance. As I have already stated, this is Thakur Anukula Chandra has already stated, that inner nature of a person can be revealed through his utterance, through his behavior, through his dealings, through his manner, like this. Here also, he has started his expression, his statement with but. So he has stated that, "You just see, please be apprised of those who are foremost among us, the commanders of my army." And he is telling way of example. Why? Way of example means here also he is saying that there are so many. I will simply quote few only. Just to, you can say, just to encourage Dronacharya that we are so many in number. And not only that, we have so many commanders, we have so many armies, we have so many, archers. And he has also used the terms Maharathas, Ardharathas, Otirathas, Rathas, like that. Maharathas means that a person or a commander who can fight or who can kill 1,000 archers at a time, single-handedly. But Ardharatha means who can kill less than 10,000 armies. And Otiratha means who can kill 1,000 army. And Ratha means who can kill less than 1,000 armies. So there are so many terms that Duryodhana has used. And of course here he is telling that I would simply quote few names only, just to encourage Dronacharya that we are so many in numbers and we are very strong in number, and they are all strong people. And he is the next sloka, that is 8th sloka, he is telling like this, that in 8th sloka, Bhavan Bhishmascha Karnascha Kripascha Samitinjayaha Ashwathama Vikarnascha Somodatti Stathaivacha. It means that, you see, he has stated or he has mentioned some of the heroes like this. You see, there are like this. They are namely your vulnerable self, Bhishmo, and you see Karno, and Kripo, who is ever victorious in battle. Ashwathama, Vikarna, Saumadatti, and Jayadrathu. These are some of the heroes that Duryodhana has mentioned. And next sloka, that is number 9th sloka, is simply this. Onne cha bahava shura madarthe takta jibitaho nana sastro prohorana sarve juddho visaradoho. It means that is, they are all skilled in battle. So there are many other heroes who have dedicated their lives for my sake, who possess various weapons and missiles, and all of whom are skilled in battle. So Duryodhana here has started, you see, glorifying his heroes, that is his armies, his commanders. And number 10th sloka is simply this. Aparjaptam tadasmakam balam bhishma bhirakshitam parjaptam tidam etesham balam bhima bhirakshitam. He is stating like that, since he is a cowardice fellow, he is a coward actually, that's why he is stating like this, that therefore our army, under the complete, you see, protection of Bhishma and others, is unlimited. But you see, this army of these, that is enemies, under the protection of Bhima and others, is limited. But I must say, it means that their armies can be easily conquered, while our armies cannot be easily conquered. But there are other meanings also. Here you can say the punning of the you see, words of Sanskrit. Here aparjaptam means, here in this case, unlimited, and parjaptam means limited. But if you see grammatically, then aparjaptam means limited, while parjaptam means unlimited. Just see, that is in a way Duryodhana's own statement is true, but he is telling in another sense. But as a matter of fact, his own statement proves that his army is limited, while Pandava's army, you see, armies are unlimited. But the matter is simply this, that Arjun is not in a mood to accept, not in a mood to acknowledge this, you see, is this truth. That's why he is telling such things. This is a characteristic feature of a cowardice heart, because his heart is always trembling with fear. That's why he has to tell something extra. You see, he has to exaggerate about his potentiality. And then, you see, number 11th sloka. Ayoneshu cha sarveshu jatha bhagam avasthitaho bhishmameva bhirakshantu bhavanta sarva evahi. It means that, the translation is simply this, that you see, however, he is starting with that, you see, again he is starting with the statement however, vulnerable sirs, all of you without exception, you see, while occupying all the positions in the different directions as allotted, you see, for you respectively, please fully protect Bhishma in particular, because in this case Bhishma is the commander, so therefore you please protect the Bhishma. But he has started with the term however. Why? If he is so much, you see, if he is so much fully protected with so many, you see, skilled commanders, so many skilled armies in the battle, then why he is telling however? That means that again his utterance proves that he is a cowardice fellow, and he is full of fears. It's simply, as Sri Thakur Ankulchandra stated his statement, that a person's inner nature can be revealed easily if we closely examine his utterance, his behavior, his dealings, his manners. It is really very easy to understand. This is the statement of Sri Thakur Ankulchandra. So therefore, it is equally applicable in this case also, because he has started with the term however. Why? Why however? Why are you not telling that, you see, with all confidence? That means there is a lack of confidence. Now coming to the 12th sloka. Tasya sanjo nayang harsam kuru vriddha pitamaha singhonadam vinadda uchchai shankham dadmau pratapavan. It means that, you see, the valiant grandfather, the eldest of the Kurus, loudly sounding a lion roar, blew the conch to raise his spirit. Here, there is a twist, because of the fact that now, you see, the grandfather, that is Bhishma, blew his conch. Why? You see, here, you see, seeing that Duryodhana's diplomacy, Duryodhana's cunningness, even at this critical hour, you see, Bhishma was totally enraged, he was totally angry, you see, upon Duryodhana. Why? Because Duryodhana, instead of pleasing him, in fact, instead of telling things telling things, or you can say telling situations of the battle with Bhishma, he is conspiring with Dronacharya, just to enrage Bhishma. But Bhishma was totally silent all along. But even then, he was aggrieved, you see, seeing Duryodhana's diplomacy at this critical junction. You see, Duryodhana's meanness at this critical junction. But still, since he is the grandfather, he cannot let him down at this moment. That's the reason why he blew his conch, and it sounded like a lion's roar. You see, and then number 13th sloka. Tata sankhascha bhairajascha pano banaka go mukhaho sahasa evo abhahannanto sa shabda stumulot bhavat. It means that is, you see, the sound, you see, just immediately after that conch, that is Bhishma's conch, as Bhishma has already blew his conch, so therefore lion's roar, you can say it sounded like lion's roar. And thereafter, just after that, you see, conches, kettle drums and tabors, trumpets and cow horns blared forth. That sounded, you see, that sound became tumultuous. You see, it was huge. It was, you can say, the sound was really was unparalleled. It was difficult to bear even with our you see, physical ears. But Duryodhana thought that because, you see, by this tumultuous sound, the Pandavas would got afraid. But instead of that, what happens? I will tell you in the next sloka. That is, Tata Seiter Haire Jukte Mahati Sindane Sthito Madhava Pandavaschaiva Dibbo Shankho Pradatmatuhu. Now the translation is that then Madhava, that is Krishna, and the son of Pandu, that is Arjuna, stationed in their magnificent chariot with, you see, with white horses white horses yoked to it, loudly blew their divine conches. It means that, see, instead of getting cowardice, in other words, instead of getting disheartened, the situation is just got reversed because of the fact, see, just after the sound of the conch of Bhishma, the Madhava, that is Krishna and Arjuna, they blew their conches with all. You see, they came with, and they were seated in a magnificent chariot. Why magnificent? Because this chariot was given by, you see, was rather gifted by fire at the time of burning of Khandava. You see, as you know, Khandava forest. So this chariot was gifted and magnificent. This chariot was magnificent. Now, in conclusion, I must say that here also, you see, it is just a manifestation that those who are, you see, who are courageous, who stick to their own truth, they don't get up, you see, they don't get disheartened, they don't get, you see, discourageous, never. On the other hand, these things simply, you see, trigger their, you see, their, you can say, their boastness, their, see, courage, their courage. These things simply trigger their courage. So it happens like that. That's the reason why Sri Thakur Ankul Chandra, in his own book, the only book that he has written in his own hand, that is Sattanusaran. In that case, you see, in Sattanusaran, in the first chapter, he has written like that. But be brave at first. Then only it would be clear. It would be clear that you have the right to enter into the kingdom of virtue. So therefore, since there is Krishna, that he is the very epitome of virtue, he is the very embodiment of virtue, definitely, and Arjuna as a, you see, is a great disciple. That's the reason why they were simply the embodiments of virtue, and they never got, discouraged, they never got, disheartened, they never got depressed. That's the reason why. Of course, Arjuna got depressed afterwards, that's another issue altogether. But what is important is that by the so-called sounds, but the so-called, you can say, by the so-called sounds, or you can say mischievous sound, which you can say the, you see, pretext of the, you see, sinister, of the persons who have sinister designs, by their sounds, by their fears, the real courageous person never got afraid, never got, you see, disheartened, never got depressed. This is the, you can say, the message of this sloka. So, see, this much for today. So live in love. Joy Guru.